Hi everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name's Stephen Aitchison and today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin. We'll look at a few news stories as well, just make it under 10 minutes. So just a quick wrap up. Okay, so this morning I kind of put out a tweet this morning. I think it was only about 7:51 AM, which was probably about 4 hours ago. So I put out a tweet saying this is where I think Bitcoin is heading, down to 35,000. I've been saying it for a few days now. And this was the kind of chart I put out as well. So it's 39,460. We've now fallen to 38,000. Yeah, we're now fallen to 38,233. So kind of to me, it looks inevitable that we're going to that $35,000 level. And we'll just kind of go in a bigger kind of picture. And a lot of people have laughed at me for saying this could go down to 29,000, but we might still get there. However, short-term thinking, we're looking at this $35,000 level. However, in between that, we've got a level of around about 37,000. So we could have a soft kind of, or a weak kind of line here, around about the 37,000. And we'll do that dotted, just so we know there's a differentiator there. And we'll just put that dash line. So we know there's kind of some support there, around about the $37,000 area as well. So we might get a bounce from there, especially amid the kind of geopolitical situation just now with everything that's happening with Russia and Ukraine just now, and kind of interest rates, looking at the economic situation as well. So I think we're going down to 35,000, but we'll see where that goes. I have been saying that for a few days since we were up here when we were at 42,900. I said if we broke below that, we're down to 39, and then we're down to 35. I think that's going to happen. So once we get to 35,000, we either get a bounce from there, or if we slip below the 35,000, then it could be that 29,000. For me, that's a perfect scenario, perfect setup for a major bull run after $29,000. But whether or not we get there is a different story. So we could have some kind of black swan event where if Russia do kind of, I don't know, nuke a nuclear kind of plant or something like that, it gives an excuse for NATO to get involved. That's kind of my thinking there. We've got an excuse for NATO countries to get involved in this conflict that's going on between Russia and Ukraine just now. Obviously, they've got economic sanctions in just now, and this is not a political program, but they've got economic sanctions in just now that don't seem to be doing it as much hurting as the West thought it would. And so I think there could be some conflict there as well if kind of NATO countries get involved. I think this kind of nuclear plant bombing, fire, whatever you want to call it, gives the NATO countries an excuse to kind of go in from a military point of view as well. Not that I'm saying that's been done on purpose or whatever, but I think that could be a major conflict. So we'll have to watch out for that as well. We have to be very, very careful that there could be more conflict with other countries involved as well. But for now, it looks like Bitcoin's going down to 35,000. Okay, I want to show you something else as well. I watched a video this morning sent by one of our kind of members in the group, Richard Cooper, which is brilliant. I've seen it on Twitter and I kind of watched it. It must have been about 6 o'clock this morning, 6:30 this morning. Watched all of it, 45 minutes. It's totally and utterly fascinating. This is from Ray Dalio and the principles for dealing with changing world order. So in it, he talks about the rises and declines of kind of nations, and it goes all the way back to the 1600s when the Netherlands were kind of the top nation with the reserve currency. Then it goes to kind of British, then American, and how the other countries are coming up, and what the countries are coming up, which I've been speaking about as well, is China. And China is up and coming, and that could come up and overtake America and possibly have the yen as the reserve currency of the world as well in the next 5-10 years. He doesn't specifically say that, but I think that's the way it's going. I've been saying that for a while as well. I think that's going to happen, that the yen or a CBDC for China as well could be the global world currency. And I think after China, I think even if we look on further ahead, after China, we're talking about India as being one of the major kind of countries that's going to be up and coming, or one of the nations that's going to overtake as well. But that's not till after the kind of China thing. So my thinking is, my question is, after watching this video, I'll post a link down below, which was amazing. It really was an amazing video. my kind of question is, how do we kind of position ourselves to invest in the likes of China and what they're doing for us? Because we know our governments are kind of screwing us. They're screwing up just now in Europe. You can see what's happening in European countries just now. In the US is screwing up big time with the economy as well. Same with UK as well. So how do we best position ourselves? And we have to look after ourselves. We have to be selfish. I don't think it is selfish. We have to look after ourselves and our families, because the government's not doing it. The governments are totally screwing us over just now, or I think they are, and that's my opinion. So how do we best position ourselves to invest in the future and still make money? Because cash just now, having cash in the bank, just no good just now. How do we make the most use out of the cash that we have? Is cryptocurrency that? Is China going to be that? And I'm looking at just now at index funds for China, tech funds or tech index funds in China. Could be good. The iShares kind of index funds and places like that. That's where I'm looking just now to offset some of the portfolio that I've got and start looking at China as a way to invest. And I've been looking at the annualized returns of the Dow Jones from when it started and up to where it is just now, and then looking at the Chinese kind of stock markets and looking at the annualized returns and where it could go. So I'm thinking investing in an index fund for the Chinese stock markets could be really good as well. But that's just what I'm thinking and looking at just now. If we quickly go over what's happening in the markets just now, we can see Bitcoin's down. I've showed you where it's down, and 38,300 just now. All of them are down at the moment. Over the last 24 hours, any of them are up. Waves is up. Waves went up over the last 30 days, 112%, which is fantastic. And it's still going up just now, actually. So that could be good to look at just now, that with a market cap of 2 billion, sorry. So there's not a lot of them going up over the last 24 hours. We've got Chile's going up. Still think that's a good one. I spoke about that months ago as well. And we'll just look at some of the categories just now as well. What categories are doing well at the moment. So the Terra ecosystem is up 6.5% just now, which is good. Research. So real estate is up. Masternodes are up as well. A lot of these, there's a lot of kind of projects coming out with nodes just now. There's a lot of talk in our groups about nodes, but I don't think they're real nodes as in what you would expect nodes to be, but I think they're kind of faux nodes, if you will. So masternodes seem to be doing okay as well. What's the worst kind of performers just now? Phantom ecosystem. Phantom's down big time just now. So it could represent a good opportunity if we kind of come over and look at the Phantom chart as well. Yeah, Phantom's down to $1.45. Now I don't know, I've not looked at the news, but it seems to have come down a lot heavier than the others. So I don't know if there's some kind of news that's dropped 17%. Atom. Yeah, it's not dropped that much. DOT 3%, Ethereum 2%, Phantom is saying 13%, Terra Luna 5%, Avalanche 2%. So I don't know if anything's happened. A couple look at the other charts. Veracity, which we're big into. We love Veracity. UOS down 6%. Chain Guardians down 5%. And Bitcoin obviously down 2%. So that's where we are just now. Just something to think about for the Bitcoin chart. I don't think it's as bad as it kind of looks just now, and I think it's going to get better, but I do think we need that clearing of the decks. And for me, the clearing of the decks is $29,000 area for Bitcoin. For short term, I think we'll look at 37,000, see if it bounces from there, but ultimately I think it's going to go down to 35,000 over the next week. Unless there's any good news, if Russia kind of say, okay, we're out of Ukraine, we're going to hold peace talks, we'll sign a treaty or whatever, and they might have a corridor which is they can't go into. I don't know, but unless that happens, I can't see anything else stopping Bitcoin going down to 35,000. Okay, until next video, namaste, take care, bye now.